The result of the race still unofficial. There is no objection, however, or inquiry. Danzig Connection still the unofficial winner. Let's go to Jack Whitaker now.
All right, if you don't think it was muddy, take a look at this face here. Bill Shoemaker, you had him in great shape at the top of the stretch.
Yeah, he ran a good race. He actually, it's the first time he'd ever run in the mud, and he was laboring just a bit. He handled it all right, but he was laboring, and that made him get a little tired the last 16th of a mile because he had to fight it to get his feet under him.
It was a marvelous race, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great race. Great.
Well, we'd like to thank you for putting a lot of joy into this year's Triple Crown. First, second, and third isn't bad, is it?
No, not at all, Jack. I'm very happy.
How many goggles were there?
I had 4.
Four?
I needed all of them, too.
All right. Well, you go get cleaned up.
All right,
Thanks
Jack.
very much. Jim?
Well, he gave us a lot of joy, and there's pure joy up here on our platform right now. Woody, it has happened 5 in a row. Congratulations on one of the great performances in the history of the turf.
Thank you, Jim. This horse, he looks so beautiful. I felt he had to run. I wasn't too sure about the track today, but I've always felt good horses run anywhere and any distance. And I guess this is a good horse.
Quickly now, it's official. Here are the prices, by the way. I'm sure you're interested in that. Danzig Connection paying $18. Is that $620 or $820? I can't. $820 and $540. And John's Treasure paying $640 and $460. Ferdinand $360. $380. Correction, that is $380 for show the time 2:29 and 4. So Woody, did you really feel before the race today that your horse would win?
There was no better looking horse. There's no better trained horse than this horse coming to this race. He had done everything in the world I wanted him to do. I took the blinkers off of him last time. He run very game. And I felt today if he could possibly handle the racetrack, he'd run big today.
Okay, thank you and congratulations. Congratulations, Chris McCarron. Come on in here just a little bit. You know, you and I were talking in the jockey's room this afternoon. All you want to talk about was golf. You had something else in the back of your mind, however, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. When you have to sit around that long, it's best. I think it's best to just think about everything else but the race, because you might get a little anxious and a little nervous too soon, you know. But Woody came down in the jock's room about the 6th race and just exuded confidence in his colt, so okay. I went out there and had a lot of confidence in him.
Let's take a look at the replay right now, Chris. Here they come.
He broke just a tiny bit slow. It felt like his back feet slipped a little bit, but he accelerated right away, and we had dynamite position going the first turn. Woody suggested that he's going to be close, and that if somebody desperately wants to lead, let him have it, and if not, we'll be out there cruising on our own. He said, just slow it down as much as you can, and we were going very comfortable the whole trip. And I never moved a muscle on this horse till the 8th ball, and I was so excited at that point. When I did ask him to run, he accelerated very well.
Okay, so as you say, no problems at any time. Placed just where you wanted him at this point?
That's correct. I was just making sure he wasn't catching too much of that slop in his face at this point, because he hasn't experienced that a great deal in the past, so I didn't want him backing up from this position. I was very comfortable where he was.
Okay, here they are in the middle of the backstretch. At this time, it looked like, well, you might have been a bit behind there. A bit too far, no?
Well, no, I'm only a length and a half off that colt, and I know I've got a lot of horse under me, so, and we still have a mile yet left to run, so I was not concerned with improving my position at this point.
Well, Gambo, of course, not having enough speed that you were afraid he might just run off with the race.
Well, I tell you, from the time I got in the first turn, I was never really concerned about him running off at the race, because, as I mentioned, I did have a lot of horse. Anytime I felt like I needed some acceleration, I thought it would be there. Fortunately, it was. They ganged up a little bit on us at the half-mile pole over there, and he just accelerated on his own and went to the lead very comfortably. Once he got in front, he kind of pricked his ears a little bit and relaxed once more and saved himself until I put on the gas pedal again.
There you are on the outside moving up, but just behind you, here comes Ferdinand. Did you see him at this point?
I saw a horse. I was unaware it was him. I didn't know who it was, but I wasn't about to look back. I wasn't concerned who it was. I just knew I had a lot of horse.
Okay, still in the far turn and coming through the turn now. And there is Ferdinand still lurking behind Macombo, beginning to drop back behind you a little bit. And at this point, it looked very much like Ferdinand might take over the race.
Well, from this point on, I just wanted, if the colt wanted to accelerate from here, I was going to go ahead and let him without having to move my hands on him, because I didn't want to be caught in the position of the horse getting the jump on me, turn for home, and slide me down in towards the rail where it's a little bit deeper. I just wanted to make sure I was keeping my horse in the best going, and fortunately, I had so much horse I could place him where I wanted to.
Okay, so it still looked like quite a horse race at the head of the stretch.
Well, I still haven't moved on him yet, and I was so excited at this point that I thought I was home.
Did you see John's Treasure on the rail there moving?
I heard a horse coming. Again, I didn't know exactly who it was. He just accelerated. As soon as I moved my hands, there was immediate response.
Look at John's Treasure on the outside here.
Yeah, he finished very well. John's Treasure ran a big race. For an inexperienced colt, first time going that far is a big race.
Chris, your first classic win. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jim.
Henrik, somebody told me once, I think it might have been a guy named Stevens, that you're the luckiest man he ever met. Seems to be continuing.
Well, it seems to be reciprocity. I just lost my voice from joy of having Woody, my trainer. I was lucky having him.
Okay. Wouldn't you know, at the moments when you got something to say, you would lose your voice. Congratulations to all of you.
I lost my voice, but I want to thank you for recognizing.
Okay, thank you all and congratulations very much. The official order of finish in the Belmont Stakes. Danzig Connection, the official winner. John's Treasure, Walt Kelly's horse, second. Charlie Whittingham's Ferdinand, third. Personal flag, fourth. Bobby Forbes was fifth. And rounding out the field, Mogambo finally finished sixth. The free race favorite, Rampage, was seventh. Then Bordeaux Bob, Parade Marshal, and Imperious Spirit. That's the way it was at Belmont Park today.